check. Okay, I think I fixed it. I fixed it. No, it wasn't muted. The program always changes what mic I'm going to be using. And so we'll start over. Well, I know I miss more than it with a face that was launched to sing. And the four winds blow my wits to the door. It's been the worst day since yesterday. If there's one thing I have said, kimchi, the dreams I once had now lay in bed. And the winds blow my wits to the door. It's been the worst day since yesterday. Falling down to your sweet ground where the flowers lay bloom. Well, it's where I'll be found. Put back to me, my wife Colleen. It's been the worst day since yesterday. It's been the worst day since yesterday. There, an opening song. We'll get back to that after a bit. I got some advice from TV2. He says I should try OBS and maybe my videos would play better, so I'm going to look into that next week. Welcome, everybody. Jolie the Mod, Jeff Curry, Kimchi, Jackie. Who else we got in here? I'll name everybody to forget anybody. I think we got them all. Thank you all for coming. Well, it's Memorial Day weekend, and I have a letter from Heather Cox-Richardson, her daily letter. I'm going to read to you in case you missed it. Suzanne Jones here. There she is. Hey, Susie. And then we're just going to mess around because it's a holiday. And why not? Let me see. Pull up this letter. I thought this was a really good letter. No, that's not right. Okay, I'm going to see if I can make it a little bit bigger. See how that looks. That's not much better. Maybe that'll be better. Yeah, it's a little more readable. Okay, everybody, hang on. This won't take too long to read this to you. It's May 23rd, Letters from an American by Heather Cox Richardson. President Donald J. Trump's proposed triumphal arch would sit at a rotary on the Virginia side of the Arlington Memorial Bridge between Arlington National Cemetery and the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C. The proposed arch obscures the Lincoln Memorial, built to honor the president who steered the country safely through the Civil War, but perfectly frames Arlington House. The mansion built by enslaved Americans and once owned by Confederate General Robert E. Lee. The arch does not frame the nation's honored dead, but frames instead the home of a man who led the armies of the Confederacy that killed them. Secretary of War Edwin Stanton approved the land that had been Lee's plantation as a national burying ground for soldiers on June 15, 1864. After 32 years in the U.S. Army, Lee resigned his commission and took over command of the Army of Northern Virginia in 1862, fighting across the state. In early 1864, the U.S. government bought Lee's property at a public auction after Lee defaulted on property taxes, and months later it became the logical place to establish a national cemetery after the U.S. Army under General U.S. Grant began its spring 1864 offensive to crush the Confederate forces once and for all. As the Army advanced the Wilderness Campaign, grinding through the Battle of the Wilderness and the Battle of Spotsylvania Courthouse, Cold Harbor, and on to the siege of Petersburg, the dead piled up. The Army buried the dead and sent the wounded back to Washington, D.C., journalist Noah Brooks wrote. Maimed and wounded arrived by hundreds as long as the waves of sorrow came streaming back from the fields of slaughter. They came groping, hobbling, and faltering, so faint and so longing for rest that one's heart bled at the piteous sight. For many, that rest was forever. In the era before antibiotics and modern medicine, the soldiers died in the summer heat. Cemeteries in the city quickly became overwhelmed, and Quartermaster General Montgomery Meigs proposed to Stanton that the government begin burials at the Lee property. The National Republican newspaper called it, along with the establishment of a village of formerly enslaved Americans, righteous use of the estate of the rebel General Lee. Righteous uses. By August 1864, the government had buried the bodies of 26 U.S. soldiers around the perimeters of Mr. Lee's Rose Garden, and it would continue to bury bodies around the house to make sure Lee would never again be able to live there. By the end of the war, more than 16,000 Civil War soldiers were buried at Arlington National Cemetery. It was there on May 30th, 1868, that the first official Memorial Day ceremony took place. In those days, the observance was called Decoration Day, and it was widely celebrated after the war as people put flowers on the graves of the war dead. At the 1868 event, the newly organized Grand Army of the Republic honored the occasion with a speech by then Congressman James Garfield, who had served as a major general and then seen action across the war, including battles at the Shiloh and Chickamauga. Hope I'm pronouncing that right. Chickamauga. Garfield, who would later be elected president and lose his life to an assassin, told his comrades that the men buried at Arlington had summed up and perfected by one Supreme Court act the highest virtues of men and citizens. For love of country, they accepted death and thus made immortal their patriotism and their virtue. They had fought, he said, to defend the fundamental principle of the United States. Before the war, Garfield said, the faith of our people in in the stability and performance of their institutions was like their faith in the eternal course of nature. Peace, liberty, and personal security were blessings as common and universal as sunshine and showers and fruitful seasons, and all sprang from a single source, the old American principle that we all owe due submission and obedience to the lawful expressed will of the majority. This is not one of the doctrines of our political system, it is the system itself. It is our fundamental firmament in which all other truths are set as stars in heaven. Against this principle, the whole weight of the rebellion was thrown. Its overthrow would have brought ruin. And so, he said, the nation was summoned to arms by every high motive which can inspire men. 2 centuries of freedom have made its people unfit for depositions, deposism. They must save our government or miserably perish. For those who have died to defend the nation, he asks, what other spot so fitting for their last resting place as this under the shadow of the Capitol, saved by their valor? 7 years ago, this was the home of one who lifted his sword against the life of his country, and he became the greatest imperator of the rebellion. The soil beneath our feet was watered by the tears of slaves, in whose hearts the sight of yonder proud capital awakened no pride and inspired no hope. But thanks be to God, this arena of rebellion and slavery is a scene of violence and a crime no longer. This will be forever the sacred mountain of our capital. Hither our children's children shall come to pay their tribute of grateful homage. For this are we met today. Garfield's words obscured the extraordinary human cost of the war to defend the U.S. government. Almost 7 years before, on July 14th, 1861, at the very beginning of the conflict, Major Sullivan Ballou of Providence, Rhode Island, wrote his final letter to my very dear wife, Sarah. Ballou anticipated the first Battle of Bull Run, the first major battle of the war, and wanted to explain why he was willing to give up his life for his country and what it would cost. If it is necessary that I should fall on the battlefield for my country, I am ready, he wrote. I have no misgivings about or lack of confidence in the cause in which I am engaged, and my courage does not halt or falter. I know how strong American civilization now leans upon the triumph of the government, and how great a debt we owe to those who went before us through the blood and suffering, of revolution. And I'm perfectly willing to lay down all of my joys in this life to help maintain this government and pay that debt. Sarah, my love, for you is deathless. It seems to bind me with mighty cables that nothing but omnipotence can break, and yet my love of country comes over me like a strong wind and bears me irresistible on with all those chains to the battlefield. The memories of all the blissful moments I have spent with you come crowding over me, and I feel most deeply grateful to God and you. I have enjoyed them so long, and how hard it is for me to give them up and burn to ashes the hopes of future years, when God willing we might still have lived and loved together and seen our boys grow up to be honorable manhood around us. Ballou fell at the Battle of Bull Run. Sarah never remarried. May you have a meaningful Memorial Day. I really got emotional when I read her letter today. And it kind of sums up a lot of where we're at now. And so I thought I would share that with you. And I'll quit being sappy in a minute. How's everybody doing? You're welcome, Kimchi. You're welcome, Julie. I just thought it was a really great letter, and it really kind of at the same time angers you, but inspires you to stand up for our country. Pants off it is. And I'm sure many of us in the chat here have people that have served, hopefully not perished, but we must remember them and what they died for. And they didn't die for what's happening now. So all the more reason for us to take heart that we are going to get through this horrible time we're in, or so some people would say, this interesting time. And it is interesting, but sometimes the horrible outweighs the interesting. So tell me, did anybody have plans for tomorrow, barbecues and whatnot? No? I'm going to try to work in my garden some tomorrow. I still haven't gotten it planted. It's really a lot of work, and my legs are not wanting to. Ooh, barbecued ribs, yum. My legs are not wanting to tolerate me bending over and all the things. Barbecue for Jackie. Put up a pool if it ever stops raining. Well, you could just go outside in your bathing suits and play in the rain, unless there's like lightning. I'm going to take this down. And I thought there were some funny memes on Blue Sky today that I'd share with you. Okay, add that to the stream. Got some new here. Data center. AI encyclical. I don't get it. Pope. Oh, the Pope. Okay, that's why I don't get it. It's in Italian. He's addressing artificial intelligence and human dignity, and will do so along the co-founder of one of the largest AI companies. Indeed, there seems to be no shortage of AI experts who side with the Pope. Yeah, that AI stuff is getting crazy. Thomas Massey says he will read the Epstein clients' names on the House floor before he leaves Congress. He already named Leon Black and Jeff Staley in February. He lost his seat for that. He no longer has anything to lose. The clock is ticking. Can anybody explain to me why corporate media in the United States is breathlessly reporting on a deal that literally does not exist and whose terms no one agrees on? I mean, I understand corporate journalism wants to lick the ball sweat off POTUS, but this is getting ridiculous. Mala, sweetie, come on now, no barking. Trump, great. Eugene Carroll. I found some funny stuff here, but it's been a couple hours ago since I looked at. see. Canadian against all things Trump. While Clinton was presiding over the biggest economy expansion in U.S. history and balancing the budget, Republicans impeached him over a BJ. Trump started with a sex scandal about paying a porn star hush money from the Oval Office. Then he added $9 trillion to the debt, lost 5 million jobs, watched idly while 370,000 Americans died, and then cited a coup to try to stay in power after losing an election. And Republicans are outraged that we would impeach him. F you. Seriously, F you. Uh, you can't join the military with a felony on your record. How can a person with a felony become commander in chief? Good question. Let's see. Not going to read his thing. Leave our reefs alone. I like that. I wish I could get down to where I saw these really funny. Okay, I'm not going to try that. The boy who cried assassination. Good. Christian Gillibrand, they lie, they cheat, they profit. She's trying to ban members of Congress and the president from trading stocks. Mala, come here, mom, baby girl. Yeah, there's a big story today about or just over the last few days about how much stock trading Trump did in those first 3 months of office. It was just like 3,800 stocks. That's not the correct number. Don't quote me on it. Oh, come on. I saw something really funny down here earlier. I'm just going to keep scrolling. This was 2 hours ago. They're still talking about this deal. Anybody think that deal's going to go through? Uh, Save that dog from being euthanized. I like this. Melissa wrote, "This weekend is not for us vets. Don't thank us. This weekend is for our brothers and sisters who didn't come home. Thank them." Amen. Not that I'm all that religious or anything. The 1776 thing. I don't think that's the past. What do you guys think? Yes, a whole bunch of Africans died because of Musk. AIDS patients and starvation. Take that down. We're done looking at that. I saw some funnier memes earlier, but it must be going crazy because I couldn't scroll back long enough. I didn't really do a whole lot more than decide I was going to share that letter with you guys today and just hang out. So they're not even trying to hide it. I mean, kimchi. they're all just raking in money hand over fist. Everybody he's telling, and signaling to. It's fucking ridiculous. And, you know, I gotta wonder to the Republicans who were all down on Hunter Biden working on a board in Burisma and just screaming their fool heads off about him making money off his dad and 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 this and that. Where's your fucking outrage now? These I heard today that Donald Trump, along with his crypto, has made $11 trillion. Is that right? No, billion. $11 billion, I think. And his sons are raking it in too. And they're getting deals with our Pentagon for the drone investment they made. And that's not even bringing up Jared Kushner and all the money he's wheeling and dealing out in the Middle East and probably in Russia and wherever else. Where's your fucking outrage, people? You had a fit because Biden sat on a board in Burisma. But apparently you don't have any feelings about these fools just ripping the country off every which way they can, thinking they're just going to get away with it. Never say never, Jeff. You might be held accountable. This much rottenness and oh, I agree, Kimchi. I agree wholeheartedly. And I think that's part of the reason the there we go. And I think we all just need to concentrate on having a good life, but pushing back on these people as hard as we can. And every chance we get, make the phone calls and all that good stuff. Uh, what else? I've been watching a lot of stuff that Bernie Sanders has been doing, interviewing people involved in AI, and it's scary as fuck. Uh, some of them are saying, hey, once we have AI in full blown mode, it won't matter that we're using up all the water and all the things we're going to do because we're not going to worry about keeping people alive. I think they just would like to see us all die and have their robots do all the work. And it brought me back to what was that guy's name that ran for president in 2016? He was a Andrew Yang. He was warning of this shit back then, but he was saying, "Oh yeah, we'll have a universal. We'll give people a universal paycheck or something, or whatever, universal health care and universal paycheck." But I don't think they want to do any of that shit ever. There's people all over the country whose well waters are being destroyed and streams are being destroyed by these data centers, and it's just nuts. And if you watch too much of it, you get scared out of your mind. but you got to know what's going on, I suppose. Inkrad, my friend. That's interesting, Kimchi. I think that they could have been partners. I mean, he didn't have any problem with having Epstein be in his Mar-a-Lago and have these big parties with young girls scantily dressed, running around. He still doesn't have a problem with young girls scantily dressed running around at his clubs, which is disgusting. I mean, I think if Trump wasn't his partner, I think Trump, just like he stole classified documents, he probably stole everything that Epstein had or they had on Epstein, and is using it to blackmail people. Who knows? I mean, that's just my opinion, but they having a show in St. Louis, Jeff, your son. I haven't been to St. Louis in quite a while. Uh, this whole thing with them saying they're going to have a deal and in the war in Iran, they do this every fucking weekend. If you hadn't noticed. Hey, Christina and the Sun Ghost Squad. Welcome to the show. We've just been chatting a little bit. It's a weekend. It's a holiday, and we're remembering our fallen. And I read a letter. Oh yeah, it's manipulating the stock market at its best. I agree. And the people are really getting sick of it. Everybody was all the legacy news was all, oh, they've got a deal. It's almost there. Just, come on. Don't get too excited if they say they have a deal, because they never have a deal. Apparently, after this last round, Netanyahu called him again, and then he announced that he called him again and reinforced the idea that they had to do something about the nuclear stuff, whatever you call it. Josh, you made it. Oh, you're gonna go now? Okay, nice of you to be lurking. Drive careful, Josh. What the hell? Who's gonna jump? Don't jump. I don't know what you're talking about, Jeff Curry. That sounded crazy. I went on G May's stream last night and played a song, but I was really not at my best, so I only did one song. Uh, Anybody want to come to Iowa and help me plant my garden? I need help. yesterday, and I was kind of tilling my little plot. I have a really small garden plot, but my legs hurt so bad I just can't do very much at one time. I I tilled about a 2 foot by 1.5, maybe a 3 foot by 1.5 patch of it, and I said, that's it. I can't do anymore. It was hot and enjoy, Chris and Susie. Oh, I finally got my mom's sewing machine last night. My brother had a couple friends bring it over, so now all I have to do is learn how to sew. Then maybe I can fix my clothes and make something to sell. Trucker! Hello, trucker. Thanks for dropping in. Good to see you. Yep, it's the J Squad. All right, Justina. We'll call you Justina from now on. I was J-Dubs for a few weeks. Justina, I like it. Man, car's a little bit dusty. Let's see. Got a capo. J-dubs. Took my love and I took it down. Climb a mountain and I turn around. And I saw my reflection in the snow-covered hill till the landslide brought me down. A mirror in the sky, what is love? Can the child within my heart rise above? Can I sail through the changing ocean tides? Can I handle the seasons of my life? I don't know. I've been afraid of changing, 'cause I built my life around you. Time makes you older, even children get older, and I'm getting older too. Oh, sorry. Take my love and I took it down. Climb a mountain and I turn around. And if you see my reflection in the snow-covered hill, with a landslide bring me down. And if you see my reflection in the snow-covered hill, with a landslide bring it down. With a landslide bring it down. Man, that last note was a doozy. I used to be a good singer once upon a time. Janelle. I think we're still in tune. So you think you can tell heaven from hell, blue skies from pain? Can you tell a green field from a cold steel rail, smile from a veil? Do you think you can tell? You take it to the train, your heroes for goals, hot ashes for trees, hot air for a cool breeze, cold comfort for change? Did you exchange a walk-on part in the war for a lead role in the cage? How I wish you were here. We're just two lost souls living in a fishbowl, year after year, running over the same old ground. But have we found the same old fears? Wish you were here. Shelly, we're gonna have to call Shelly Jelly so she'll match the J theme. Hey Jelly, good to see you, girl. Shelly Jelly. Ooh, I think I remember his song. No one knows what it's like to be the bad man, to be the sad man behind blue eyes. No one knows what it's like to be hated, to be faded, telling only lies. My dream, how's it go? Dreams feel as empty as my conscience seems to be. I'm losing it. Let's see. There it is. It was an E. I have hours only lonely. I'll work on that one. I used to play that a long time ago. Jelly. That's what it's like to be the bad man, to be the sad man behind blue eyes. No, Jesus Christ. One bites back hard on their anger, on my pain and woe can show through. My dreams gone as empty as my conscience seems to be. I have I've got to work on that. I know I can play it. Let's try something else. Jim Chi. Just change it to J, Jim. Let's see. I used to know how to play Freebird. It's not coming to me right now. This is Trump's song. Jones. Oh, Lordy. Cigarette keeps going out. Everybody gets into Jay's name. You're Juicy. Juicy Jones. I like Juicy. It's kind of jazzy. How's that go? Oh, Lordy. I'll play something I know, maybe. I have to be right back, though. I drank too much tea. You guys entertain yourself for a minute. All right. That didn't take too long. We got Jeff and Justine and Jelly and Jolie. So many J's. And Jackie and Joe. Let's see. How many more? Juicy. Well, a lot of J's. Janelle. That'd be a lot of J's in one song. She can be Jones. I just kind of like Juicy. But it's her choice. It's her name. She wants to be Jones, she can be Jones. I think Jim Chi. But then Jim, I don't know. Jim Chi gets to pick her own name too. Oh, you're hand rolling your own, Justina. I did that for a while, but I was hacking up dark brown shit. Probably because I was buying pipe tobacco. Had something to do with it. But if you're going to roll your own, you want to go with the cheapest tobacco you can get because, in my opinion, you're doing it to save money. I've been buying these, and we have a store that's just like a smoke shop, liquor store, and you can get a carton of those for about a little under $50. But I've also got a bunch of nicotine gum. Let's see. All right. Where is it? Oh, it fell out of there into the back. I'm just going to tune it a little. It was a little out of tune. That's better. Thinking. $20 a pack. Holy crap. I'd have to only buy 2 packs for the whole month. just goofing around, guys, trying to figure out what to play. I have no ideas. Thank you, Justina. That's very sweet of you to say. I wish I'd spend more time on it. I tell these guys all the time that I need to practice more, but somehow I don't get as much practicing time in as I would like. It's probably because of the crazy we're going through right now. Nibble on sponge cake, watching the sun bake. All of those tourists covered with oil, strumming my sixth string on my front porch swing. Smell those shrimp, they're beginning to boil. Wasted away again in Margaritaville, searching for my lost shaker of salt. Some people claim that there's a woman to blame, but I know it's nobody's fault. I don't know the reason, stayed here all season. Nothing to show but this brand new tattoo, but it's a real beauty, a Mexican cutie. And how it got here I haven't a clue. Wasted away again in Margaritaville, searching for my lost shaker of salt. Some people claim that there's a woman to blame. Now I think, hell, it could be my fault. I blew up my flip-flop, stepped on a pop-top, cut my heel, had to cruise on back home. But there's booze in the blender, and soon it will render. A frozen concoction that helps me get home. I wasted away again in Margaritaville, searching for my lost shaker of salt. Some people claim that there's a woman to blame, but I know it's my own downfall. Yeah, wasted away. Oh, some people know, oh shit, claim that there's a woman to blame. I know it's my own damn fault. I almost did it without screwing it up. I lost my place when I was trying to read the lyrics because I had to print out the lyrics because I hadn't played it in so long. But I'm starting to remember it better now. There's a whole bunch of old songs I used to play and I just didn't play very much, so now I gotta dig them all out. That's a hard song for me to sing anymore. Too high. So I just have fun playing it a little bit. Let's do a little Needle in the Damage Done. After knocking at my cellar door, love you, baby, can I have some more? Ooh, the damage done. Hit the city and I lost my band. I watched the needle take another man. Gone, gone, the damage done. Sing the song because I love the man. I know that some of you don't understand. Milk blood to keep from running out. Seen the needle and the damage done. Little part of it in everyone. But every turkey's like a setting sun. What do you mean you found us, Janelle? I never knew you lost us. Or did you just go subscribe to us? Well, guys, I think that it was very nice to spend tonight with you. I hope you enjoyed the letter from Heather Cox Richardson that I read early on. If you weren't here when I read it, you should go check it out. Subscribe to her because she is one cool chick. I wish you could too, Trucker. We'd start a band. I wish I could play guitar. More music, more music. All right, let me have a cigarette, and I have to have something else. Watch, this will make me start coughing. Tracker, pull that son of a bitch out of storage and start practicing. I'm one to talk. I've got 3 guitars and a ukulele and a mandolin sitting here, and I don't play them enough. Yeah, Janelle, you haven't subbed to me before this. I know you've been here many a times. Alrighty. What is it, my molly girl? You think I'm all done because I put the guitar down, didn't you? You're like sitting here going, what? Come here. Up here. Up. No. Come on. Get up here. Oh, no. That wasn't good. Okay, that's enough of that. Blue Sky. Oh, P-dubs. I get it. Yeah, I'm on Blue Sky. I usually share stuff in there. I don't really post a lot in there. But I'm there. I also have a Substack that I hardly ever do anything with. Just not very good at all this stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of good people on YouTube. Good crowd of people. Oh, I shut my amp off. Turn the amp back on. Oh, yay, Josh, you're home and you're safe. Seagull, you fly across the horizon into the misty morning sun. Nobody asks you where you are going, and nobody knows where you're from. Josh, I've been there. Here is a woman asking the question, is this really the end of the world? Seagull, you must have known for a long time the shape of things to come. You fly through the sky, never asking why, and you fly all around till somebody shoot you down. Na 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 na. You fly away today, you fly away tomorrow. Seagull, go on and fly to your tomorrow. Fly. I think I left out a whole verse. Blew my brain out. What the hell? Let me start over. What the hell's wrong with me? Oh, Blackbird. Yay, Josh, you get to do laundry. I get to work in my garden, hopefully. I don't know what that's from. I don't want to know the reason why. And I don't know why I even know the beginning to that. So I don't think I ever really played that song. Oh, I didn't go buy cigarettes tonight, so I'm going to have to get up in the morning and go buy some, which I really hate to have to do. Might be a good day to quit. J.R. Walker, I'll look for you. Well, you subbed to me, so I'll sub to you back, you know. Oh no, that's not good, Jolie. That could mean bad things to come for your washer. Oh, I'm giving my brain a headache just trying to think of something different to play for you. I need to learn more songs. Song's coming to me. I can feel it. What is it? It's escaping me. It's a fleeting song. close. You're here before. Makes me cry. I'm 1 chord away from it. You're in the eye, just like an angel. Your skin makes me cry, cry. Flow like a feather, beautiful world, so very special. I wish I was special. It's not A, special, so not F. Damn it. Let me check something out real quick. Okay. I can't read it. It's too fucking small. G minor? Really? Hang on a second. G, B, C, C minor. Okay. Sorry. I had to look something up. Doesn't sound right. All right, I'm not going to play that one because it's not sounding right. And I need a different, I need to look up a different set of chords for that. I know the first one's all right. You were here before, couldn't look you in the eye, like never. Your skin makes me cry, cry. See, that C minor just does not fit there. And I used to know how to play this one a little bit, but I haven't played in a while. D minor. Oh, well, I'll figure it out later. You know how much that's going to cost to replace your washer and your dryer? Whew. You know what I have found if you have a good old fashioned repair shop in your area, buy an older washer and dryer. They'll last longer because they're not all techy and stuff. They're just, I mean, I've got an old washing machine that's probably 30 years old and it's still running good. And if you could buy it at a resale shop, or a repair shop, you usually get a pretty good deal. I think I paid $70 for my washing machine when I replaced it the last time, and that's been over a decade ago. So, yeah. I wouldn't anymore unless it's something I don't want to do, and then I'm just a girl and I need help. Yeah, I need help with my garden, people. I tried yesterday and my legs were just like on fire, trying to bend over and stuff. I know I'm correct, Josh. I'm living the dream. Oh, Lordy. I think I'm done with guitar for the night. Maybe I'll spend part of my day working on that song tomorrow. All right, Fern, let go of my cord. Bad kitty cats. Bad old putty tats. Oh, Lordy, come on, just stay up there. Get everything out of the way. Yeah, there's a place here in town that refurbishes old machines, and that's where I go to when I am in the need for something that my landlord doesn't provide, of course. He has to buy the fridge and the stove. But the washer and dryer, those are my appliances that I have to pay for. You actually fix your fridge yourself? That's pretty awesome. I would have no clue how to do that. So yeah, I got my washer at my sewing machine last night. My brother had his friends bring it over, and I'm gonna have this guy I know come over and just check it over and make sure everything's oiled correctly and running right. And he's gonna give me a bunch of materials, and I'm gonna try to learn how to sew. So wish me luck on that. Like, I need another hobby. Yeah, you buy these really expensive appliances and they're not worth a shit these days because they're all made in China, I think. I hope you guys had a good time tonight. I'm kind of closing down pretty quick here. Um, remember our fallen tomorrow. Uh, Okay, we're getting smart in here. Yeah, I don't like smart things. I like smart people. I wish my mom could figure out how to use her phone though. She never deletes her email. My J Crew. It's so lovely that you all came and hung out with me tonight. Justina, I'm so glad you came again. Come back again. I sometimes do Tuesdays and Sundays, and sometimes one or the other. I couldn't listen to me play all night. I don't know how you could. But yeah, thank you, everybody. Remember to do all the good things, but tomorrow, just have a good day. And then Monday or Tuesday will come and there will be. There will be. Love you guys. Oh, everybody there. I can see you all. Love you. Night.